Thanks for joining us for our Legal Lead Generation online course. As an accomplished attorney, you're great at what you do. And because you're busy taking care of your clients, you probably don't have a whole lot of time to spend on learning new sales and marketing tactics to grow your practice. With this in mind, we've built a series of concise, focused online courses specifically to help attorneys get the knowledge and insights you actually need to build a sustainable pipeline of clients. So as our very first course, in our first module of lessons, we're introducing you to the ins and outs of a modern best practice, the online sales funnel. But let's take a step back for a second. Many law firms have a problem. With all the time spent on serving clients, there isn't enough time to really focus on finding new ones. Then, as soon as you wrap up a few cases or matters, you're back to square one to start finding new clients, and this cycle starts all over again. More than 2/3 of attorneys are feeling the heat when it comes to finding clients and generating revenue. So there's never been a more urgent time to build a pipeline of new business. But we do have some really good news for you. More than 60% of Google searches for legal matters are generic, meaning that people who are open to different options and aren't starting their search sold on a particular firm. Nearly 9 out of 10 people who contact an attorney actually hire an attorney. And of that group, more than 70% are likely to only contact one attorney. So what does that mean for your firm? The opportunity to win all of these clients is huge. They're simply looking for the right firm to assist with their legal matter. You simply need to make sure they find your firm. So why are sales funnels so important? Well, they're not only the best way to make sure legal prospects find you online, but you're achieving this through a focused, efficient process, which ultimately allows you to win a lot more clients with less wasted time and resources. And because the focus is on building a sustainable, repeatable system for vetting and converting prospects into clients, your firm is able to continue a steady flow of client acquisition in both good times and tough times as well. So why do sales funnels work so well? Because each step in the process is designed to meet the needs of the prospect at each step in their customer journey. Not only is it curated to specifically address their questions and concerns, but it also doesn't even leave them feeling like they're really even being sold on something. By removing the obstacles that would otherwise keep them from hiring you, sales funnels allow you to remove the friction from the process, creating a very simple and pleasant customer journey for your prospects. So you're smart. By now, you probably understand that this whole sales funnel thing is something worth exploring for your firm. But what really is a sales funnel? It's a cohesive system focused on converting highly targeted prospects into paying clients. It integrates your website, social media, email management tools, ad campaigns, and other marketing efforts into a single, optimized system for winning new clients. More than 75% of law firms said that various components of a sales funnel were their best performing marketing channels. And when you put them all together in a consistent and cohesive way, you can accelerate your results to put yourself among the top 2% of your industry. In short, the data shows that this system works. This particular graphic shows how a prospect learns about your firm, becomes familiar with the value you can offer them, and ultimately decides to sign up as a client. This is the fundamental process guiding the sales funnel methodology. You'll drive the prospect to your website or landing page through paid ads, social media, or organic traffic. The prospect will be enticed to interact further with your firm through a lead magnet or a free giveaway that enhances your credibility with respect to the legal matter or practice area they're interested in. In exchange for that lead magnet, the prospect will provide some piece of information, such as an email address or more information about their particular legal matter. You're then able to follow up with this vetted, high-quality lead to schedule a call using the contact information that the prospect has provided. So it's a very targeted, step-by-step approach to getting the right clients for your firm. Building a great legal sales funnel requires an emphasis on these 5 core principles. 1, understanding your target client at a detailed level. 2, always adding value throughout your prospect's customer journey. 3, diversifying your sources of traffic. 4, providing even more value to capture that lead. And 5, and finally, continuous follow-up to match the prospect's sense of urgency in finding an attorney. The first principle, understanding your target, can be achieved with 3 specific steps. It all starts with going into the mind of your target client by building your client persona. You can then analyze your web traffic to see if you're actually attracting prospects that match that ideal persona. And you can validate how successful you've been in serving the needs of that target client by getting feedback from both your previous and existing clients. Nearly everyone seeking legal advice starts with a Google search. So which prospects do you actually want to find your firm? The entire sales funnel process starts with building and understanding your ideal client persona. Since this methodology creates a curated customer journey for a very specific type of client, it's important to know everything there is to know about that particular type of person. Keep in mind that this exercise should be focused on creating an avatar for your ideal client, the type of client you actually want to be bringing to your firm. Depending on your business development efforts in the past, your previous and existing clients may or may not match up with this ideal client. Start by giving the client a name. This makes the exercise more realistic. Then start listing detailed demographic info, including everything from typical age and income to family status and occupation. Are there particular nuances to their case or legal matter that define the ideal client for you? What interests or hobbies do they enjoy? Do these activities have any relevance to their typical legal matter? And finally, do they have experience working with attorneys, or is this their first time? Think about all these different factors as you're creating your target persona. There are 3 key questions you need to ask yourself while going through this exercise. What is the biggest or most painful problem your target client faces? What's his or her number one goal? Is it to receive a sufficient settlement to pay medical bills or take care of their family, etc.? Think about the typical scenario that the client is facing. And finally, what is the biggest hurdle or obstacle standing in their way? Is it lack of knowledge about the process or legal matter? Put yourself in the client's shoes to understand these challenges. Here are a few examples of some great customer personas. This might be the ideal client for a personal injury firm that focuses specifically on workplace injuries for union workers. As you can see, the client situation, demographic info, interests and experience, or lack thereof, with personal injury attorneys are all included in this description. There's even a picture of Mike here to help drive home the point that you should be focusing on the characteristics you'd find in real people. This is not meant to be a fake exercise. Here's another example of a customer persona that you might find for a firm specializing in supporting victims of traffic accidents or potentially even victims of impaired drivers. The persona of Karen in this example is much different than the persona of Mike in the previous example. It's really important that you avoid template answers when thinking about your own client persona. Now it's time to hit the pause button and build a client persona for your own firm using your guidebook materials. Remember the 3 key questions that we mentioned previously and include as much detail as you can to help you craft a specific and focused target client. Once you've built your client persona, here are a few things you can do to validate and refine it. Using Google Analytics and other data sources, take a look at the characteristics of the people visiting your site. Do they match up with the data points you've listed for your target client? If not, determine whether your persona needs to change or your marketing tactics need some adjusting in order to start driving the right traffic to your funnel. And finally, you can use tools like Pollfish and SurveyMonkey to gain valuable feedback from both your target market and your base of previous and existing clients. This will help you make the right adjustments to your persona. The next step is to connect with your target client by providing value at various points in their customer journey. Through informative and relevant content, you can preemptively answer many questions and concerns that the prospect has about their particular legal matter, which allows you to establish your credibility as an expert in the space. What's the best way to come up with this type of content? Well, first, think back to those 3 key questions we discussed earlier. Think about what your target client would want to know in order to first address their problem, overcome their hurdles, and to ultimately achieve the resolution they seek. Second, think about how to address one of those topics in a way that's interactive, such as a quiz or a poll. You receive the dual benefit of getting great engagement with your content, while also picking up some valuable insights from your target market. We discussed the importance of making sure your content is relevant. but it's also important to make it engaging and digestible. Simple explainer videos are a great way to do this, and ultimately can have a significant impact on your bottom line as well. So here's the fun part. We found some great examples of content that really knocks it out of the park. So let's start with this list of top 10 tips for hiring a DUI lawyer. This is a blog post from a firm that specializes in DUI cases, and this blog does a terrific job of directly addressing a set of concerns specific to that firm's target client. What should I look for in order to hire the right DUI attorney for my case? It cuts right to the heart of a significant question, or really an obstacle, that the target faces in his or her customer journey. The blog includes a table of contents with navigation links, which makes it really easy for the prospect to skip directly to the pieces of content that are most relevant for him or her. My favorite part of this blog is its use of infographics to present the information in a more compelling way. This increases engagement and time on page, which means that visitors are actually reading your content, and you're receiving the boost to your credibility as a result. This firm did something that was really smart, and not many firms do this, but it's fantastic. After the infographic presentation for the initial list of 10 hiring tips, they included more information in a simple text format below it. This is a great complement to the graphic above it. They've captured your visitors' attention with the engaging visual format and then provided additional supporting detail, or basically more value, for readers who want it below. I would highly recommend employing this approach. Here's an example of content in a slightly different format that is just as effective. This firm specializes in personal injury cases and crafted a series of video blogs to address frequently asked questions they receive from their target clients. As you can see, the header makes it really clear which question the firm's addressing. And similar to the approach we saw in the previous example, this content is very effective because it draws the visitor in with the more engaging visual content, in this case, a 1 to 2 minute explainer video, and then supplements it with the textual supporting detail to the left. So again, we really highly recommend using this approach. Now we get to discuss traffic. And most of the questions we receive are typically about how to drive more traffic to a firm's website or landing page. And while it's only one piece of the puzzle, it is really important to make sure you're generating sufficient traffic through your funnel. The number one issue we see is lack of diversification. There are 5 main sources of traffic for your funnel, and it's important that you don't rely on any one of them to drive people to your website. So here, we've provided a detailed breakdown to help you understand the pros, cons, and key considerations for each of the 5 categories. The effectiveness of organic social media really just depends on your consistency in putting out visual and relevant posts. When running paid social media ads, it's critical that your ad targeting is hyper-focused and matches the characteristics of your client persona. Organic search, or SEO, is the best source of low-cost traffic, but it requires significant time and effort to set up properly. One problem is that you're also at the whim of Google and other search engines that can change their search algorithms whenever they want to. Paid search or Google Ads also requires hyper-targeting to be done effectively. However, search ads and legal keywords are typically significantly more expensive than social media ads. Email marketing is something every firm should be doing. Nowadays, there are several great tools to automate your email marketing process at a really low cost, so there's no reason to not use it as one of your sources of traffic. It offers some of the best return on investment among all traffic sources. Here's the key. Content is really the linchpin behind your entire traffic strategy. It provides a destination and gives people a valuable reason to actually engage with your social media posts and ads. It's the best way to boost your positioning in search engines, and it's what motivates subscribers to click on and engage with your emails. So as you can see, content is the one piece you really have to get right. Now, the 5th source, affiliate marketing, is another main source of traffic. However, this gets a little tricky when it comes to legal marketing because there are certain restrictions in place when it comes to referral and affiliate arrangements for the legal profession. So, when in doubt, just refer to Model Rule of Professional Conduct 7.2. While we jump into each of these sources of traffic in more depth in other courses and modules, we've provided a few examples here to help highlight some points. Let me preface by saying that no commentary in our courses and modules is or should be construed as a particular endorsement or critique of any particular firm. We provide you with these examples and their sources merely to highlight certain points and provide you with resources to explore these topics through your own independent research. The post on the left is effective for a few reasons. One, it catches the prospect's eye by starting with a specific question that is hyper-relevant for the firm's target client. The post is concise, easily digestible, and the link isn't hidden, so it's clear where the reader should go next for more information. The post on the right could use a little work. The content itself actually is relevant and insightful. However, there are a few grammar mistakes, the layout is hard on the eye and not overly easily digestible, and the link for more info ends up hidden among the text. Here are a few examples of some ads on social media. The post on the left is terrific. It starts off with a great testimonial that mentions the specific kind of case or problem the firm focused on. It speaks to the value the firm provides to the client, and it includes the specific positive result that the firm helped the client achieve. It's easy to digest, visually engaging, and has a clear call to action for people interested in learning more. The post on the right isn't quite as effective. There's no social proof and no description of the value provided to clients. There's really only a statement of the types of cases that this attorney specializes in. When it comes to search engine marketing, the reality is pretty simple. You need to do everything you can to be on the first page. If you're lucky, you might catch a few stragglers on page 2. However, if you're on page 10, your website is as good as non-existent, unfortunately. Traffic is great, but it's not the be-all and end-all. You need to actually convert that traffic into vetted, high-quality leads. And you do this by offering what's called a lead magnet, or value-focused offer that's designed to entice the visitor into providing you with a piece of information or into taking a specific action. And that's called the call to action. What do you want visitors to actually do in order to receive your lead magnet? The key to executing this effectively is to minimize the amount of effort and time that the visitor needs to invest into securing that lead magnet. Your lead magnet must catch the prospect's eye and needs to be relevant to their main problems or goals, should provide value to assist the prospect with their problems or goals, and should be easy to digest. You're the expert, which is why they're coming to you for insights and advice. So make sure that your lead magnet is easily digestible for your target client. It's imperative that you make the call to action abundantly clear. Keep the actions super simple and don't leave any ambiguity about what that prospect needs to do to receive the lead magnet. You don't need to ask for the world up front because this is just going to turn prospects away. Minimize the work and only ask for 1 or 2 pieces of information up front. Make sure one of those is a piece of contact info, so either an email address or a phone number. The key to the entire sales funnel methodology is in the follow-up. Recent research indicates that prospects need at least 5 points of contact with you before they'll make a decision about becoming a paying client. You start those points of contact through your social media and ads, you add on to them through your lead magnet and your website, and you follow up with them via phone and email to reach that threshold of familiarity. Respond quickly to prospect contacts, set up systems to do some of this for you automatically, and throughout your communications, continue focusing on the prospect's problem and your solution for it. To be quite honest, the stats show that legal follow-up is broken. Nearly 6 out of 10 people searching for an attorney need one that week. So they're on a quick timeline as a prospect. The problem is more than 85% of law firms follow up 3 times or fewer, which means they're never reaching those 5 contact points and helping leads reach that threshold of familiarity with their firm. What's even more painful is that practically no one is doing this automatically. Only 14% of law firms have email automation set up, so all the follow-up work they're doing is manual. Attorneys are wasting time doing some manual follow-up, and it's not even paying off because they're not contacting prospects enough. So they're basically stuck in no man's land. Here's how you fix this. Use as many marketing automations as you can. Automated email sequences allow you to engage with your leads frequently and without any time on your part, which is awesome. Keep communications concise and focused on the target client's problem. By doing this, you show the prospect your commitment to meeting their needs and just serving as a trusted resource for them. So here's the great news. Nearly 9 out of 10 legal consumers who have a positive interaction with a firm go on to hire that firm. So respond quickly, engage frequently, and focus on adding value, and you will win the client. This wraps up our Introductory Funnels 101 course. Now that you know more about the methodology, do some quick research on your own and see if your competitors have started setting up these sales systems yet. By taking this course, you're among the 2% of firms that are even familiar with the sales funnel method. So there's likely a significant opportunity for you to be a first mover in your niche and local market. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to us at sellmore@marketleafsolutions.com or visit our website, marketleafsolutions.com. We look forward to seeing you in our next course. Now that you've finished Module 1, here's a preview of what you'll learn to take your firm's sales and marketing efforts to the next level when you sign up for Module 2. In Module 2, we cover specific strategies to execute each of your individual components of your sales funnel. You've spent countless hours becoming an expert attorney. We've spent years and thousands of dollars testing, researching, and developing various sales and marketing techniques to become lead generation experts. We'll walk you through specific steps to make sure each component of your sales system is operating correctly and efficiently. Here's what we cover in Module 2. How to craft effective emails that resonate with your prospects, what and when you need to post to turn your social media into a powerful lead generation asset, building optimized advertising strategies that increase returns and prevent wasted ad spend, and minimizing the risks of your investments in your sales and marketing efforts. Here are some examples of specific insights that we provide in Module 2.